Dulu menurut keyakinan masing-masing, dipersilakan. To use English, Malay or Indonesia language, boleh campur-campur juga because the ASEAN citizen fahamlah English, Malay dan Indonesia juga. Selamat datang kepada teman-teman mahasiswa dari Esa Unggul, dari Jakarta, Bekasi, Bogor, ada juga dari Tangerang, dari Malaysia, dari Thai dan lain-lain. Indah Gumilang will be to prepare share the ASEAN Lecture Community video. Video kata orang Malaysia, apa benda tu ALC, itulah dia. In the short video you can to look. If you want to know about ASEAN Lecture Communities, you can to go to www.aseanlecture.com. Okay, the first speaker, Dr. Agus Munandar, SAMSC Accountant, CPMA. Time is yours, sir. Around 30 to 35 minutes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Before I am presenting my presentation, is my voice clear? Okay, sorry, is my voice clear?
Okay,
Okay, anybody hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very
hear
much.
you.
Excellencies, Professor Tengku Syahrul Reza, and Excellencies Haslin Hasan from IUKL, and Pak Gumilang, the moderator for this session, and all students who attend this meeting. And let me present about sustainability report. And before I am talking about this material, I would like to share the PowerPoint.
all right.
Okay, this is our material or our presentation for today, and I would like to talk about the sustainability reporting. As we know that the companies is not only to pursue the profit itself. For that, the existence of corporation is not only for high profit, high ROA, high return on equity, high return on asset, but the company should acknowledge the people existence. For that, the corporation or the institution should acknowledge the employee, respect and dignity and community development, and also improving the labor quality. For that, the existence of companies should consider about the people, even the employee of the corporation, and also the social life beside or around the corporation. And the next, the existence of corporation also consider about the planet. For that, the corporation or the entity should produce the environment product and also friendly product and also protect our planet and doesn't destroy the forest and also the land in our planet. For that, before, the company's existence is only to pursue the high profit, and now the stakeholder consider that companies should pursue triple bottom line, which is people, profit, and also planet. The next, the reporting for this triple P or this people, planet, and also profit concern, the reporting mechanism is share. Share is predominantly voluntary, as we know that share in many countries in this world is volunteer. And also this share is self-reporting, and the share narration is based on their corporation. And also this reporting increasingly undertaken in standalone report, but in Indonesia, this share reporting or social and environmental reporting is integrated with the annual statement. And the next share is represent organization understanding of what to be environmentally and socially responsibly. And based on this definition, share is the voluntary report of the companies to present their performance in social and also environment of the companies. There are 4 points for this definition, which is number 1, predominantly volunteer, and the second is self-reporting based on their corporation view, their management view, and the next stand alone. But in Indonesia, it integrate with the annual statement in some companies, but other companies only stand alone. The next, environmental and socially, the share is not only provide about the social performance, but also environment and social responsible for the of the companies. The next about the standard of this reporting. As we know that today there is a KRI Global Report Initiative. The KRI vision is that the reporting is not is to the vision of KRI that the reporting should be compared with the companies. For that, the standard is like the SAK in Indonesia, principle of reporting for financial. And for that, based on this KRI, we can compare, we can evaluate the company's performance in social and also environment. For that, by this KRI standard, we can consider, we can compare the reporting of the environment performance. Based on Financial Services Authority 2020 and 16, that sustainability report in Indonesia can be reporting based standalone and also combined with the annual statement. And also in number 5, that sustainability report should be obey the KRI standard. And now we have the KRI standard which released in 2021. Sorry. The next about the KRI timeline, as we know that 1997 KRI found in Boston, USA, and in 2000, and KRI first was launched, and the next 2002 KRI G2, and 2003 KRI membership is launched, and 2006 KRI G3 guideline was launched, and in 2013 there is KRI G4. This KRI guideline about the social and also environment performance. And 2016, the KRI guideline moved to KRI standards. And for that, from the 2016, we are using the KRI standard. But this KRI standard consistently updated, consistently amended. And now in 2022, there is updated in the KRI, which is launched for the coal, agriculture, and equality and fishing. And also in this year, 2022, which is anniversary of KRI, which is 25th anniversary. Based on this timeline, we can understand that the KRI always be updated and also always be always release the new version, the new standard for the companies. And we are in Indonesia also refer to this KRI standard. And then we would like to read about the research, especially in sustainability report. This research about the readability, as we know that some reporting, when we read about this report, is so difficult, and we hope that most of the reporting of sustainability will be easily understood. And there is a research about readability of sustainability report, evidence from Indonesia, which written by Desia Daryani and Elda Dutoit. This paper published in 2020, And the aims of this research is to evaluate of SR or sustainability report readability. And we would like to know about the performance of readability of sustainability report, especially in Indonesia. And the research question for this paper is, what is the current level of readability of sustainability report in public companies in Indonesia? As we know that since 2017, every companies who list in Bursa Efek Indonesia to Stock Indonesian Exchange should publish the sustainability report. As I told you before that FSA or OJK in Indonesia has issued a regulation POJK number 51 2017 that every companies or public companies should report the sustainability report or should publish the sustainability report. For that, this POJK concern about the implementing the sustainable finance and also should publish the sustainability report to every stakeholder. But until 2017, only 30% who published the sustainability report. But after 2017, every company is mandatory to publish the sustainability report. But based on the performance, Indonesia is number 36. The performance level is about 32.1%. And for that, we would like to struggle more and more effort. And maybe the next our disclosure level will be better than today. And also the time for reporting, the preparation time should be shortened, and maybe most of the other stock exchange around 126 and also 105, and we hope Indonesia will be better next. The reporting for performance in social and also environment, there are two perspectives. First, that the company should present, should consider about this reporting should be easily understood by the stakeholder, should be understood by the reader, because the companies focus on the economic value relevance of voluntary disclosure, especially SR, sustainability report, to assess the relationship between financial performance and financial disclosure. Based on this perspective, the company or the entity should publish or should release the sustainability report which easily understood by the reader, by the stakeholder. The other perspective about the opportunistic view that companies will be will be published the SR with difficult narration, and so creating difficulties to extract the real meaning of narrative. Maybe as companies, they have bad performance in CSR, bad performance in planet consideration. For that, the company produce or narrate their performance in bad language or in bad narration. For that, there is two perspectives about the readability of a report of CSR. The next about the motivation of SR or motivation of sustainability report, there are three motivation. Number one is cursive, which is that the motivation of companies to publish the SR based on the regulation. When the country or government mandate to the company to make or to report about performance in environment and social, company will publish about it. In Indonesia, now maybe we are in cursive pressure because since 2017, the company or public companies in Indonesia should make the sustainability report. The next motivation about the mimetic, it means that the company will present or report of SR of sustainability report because the other company do it. Uh, Maybe the companies in our industry publish the sustainability report, publish the performance of the environment and social, and we are doing it because the other do. The last is normative. The motivation for this SR is not because the regulation is not based on the because the other company do it, but it based on logic that when we are doing the CSR, we are treat the planet and we consider the planet and we are considered about the employee, we will get the good impact in future. For that, normative pressure is good idea for doing CSR or the motivation for SR reporting. The next about the readability level. Based on Moreno and Casasola 2016, there are many score and any level about the difficulties of sustainability report. And when our reporting is around 0 until 30, it is very difficult to understand. And which is it is a scientific narration or scientific article. And maybe if we test our report is around 30 until 50, it means that our report is difficult. And our report is only understood by the academic. And when our report is around 90 to 80 is it is easy. And the good idea is we should publish our report is around 90 until 100, and which is very easy to understand by a stakeholder, by the investor. And the next about the software for the readability level, which is a readability studio. As we see in this slide that there are around 1, 2, 3, 4 tests for testing about the readability, which is automate readability index and flash skin kit, flash reading is and gunning fog. And also based on this website, we can see about the level of our reporting. And we can see gunning fog. This document at least with table for reader around 7th grade, 9 months of class completed level. And this software is very good for us when we assess the readability of reporting. And also we can use this software when we are maybe in thesis or in article will be published. We should use this software to consider about the quality of readability. And for that, Readability Studio offer in-depth explanation for this test. Each test also include interpretation of the score. For that, when we see the Gunning Fog 7.9, we can see about why and the interpretation of 7.9 of score. And the last about the result of this study based on research period for 2015 to 2017, the reading is of sustainability report in Indonesia, which published by companies, public companies, which list in Indonesia Stock Exchange consistently classified is very difficult. For that, around this research period, 2015 to 2017, our SR, which published by public companies in our Indonesian Stock Exchange, classified very difficult. That it means that this social reporting only be understood by a postgraduate degree. For that, maybe if stakeholder is only graduate in high school or medium school, they cannot understand about our SR. And our we are as accountants should produce easily reporting. For that, every stakeholder, every investor will understand our reporting, the company SR. And the next, about the from 2015, this research indicate that no improvement were made by companies. Since 2015, our companies consistently produce difficult sustainability report, and there is no improvement for our companies. For that, we hope that since 2017, when Financial Services Authority mandate our public companies to publish the SR, we hope the SR will easily understood by the investor, by the stakeholder. And then result in number 4, that only agriculture industry which consistently had readable sustainability report. Based on this research, is only agriculture industry who publish their SR in easily reporting. The last about the result of this paper is most of Indonesia companies publish their SR because mathematic, because the other companies do it, we are doing it. Because the other companies publish their SR, we also publish our SR. But it will be different maybe after 2017, because the government mandate our public companies to publish our SR. Maybe that is my sharing about the sustainability report, and thank you for this opportunity. I think enough. Thank you. Selamat siang. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, very interesting. Dr. Agus sharing. Applause for the first speaker this morning. Okay, Kang Indah, my sound okay because this is there is a port of internet signal. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
We can hear your voice clear, Mr. Teguh.
Okay, good. Thank you. Therefore, before the second speaker sharing, I promise to you that we can Miss Hasina sharing about your topic, please. Sila.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Terima kasih. Thank you, Prof. Teguh and Indah Gemilang, Dr. Agus. Okay, thank you for inviting me again. Okay, untuk share.
I not look your camera right now atau macam mana?
Ya. Yeah?
Okay. Tadi belum nampak kameranya. Saya pikir sudah pergi ke moon juga. Okay.
masih di sini.
Okay.
So hari ini kita nak share something, bukan ini cuma nak kita sharing knowledge ya. Okay,
kongsi ilmu.
Ya, kongsi ilmu, apa yang kita tahu, apa yang kita baca, dan kita sebar-sebarkan. Yeah. So I will start sharing my screen. I mean my slide.
Alright.
Boleh nampak tak slide saya?
Yes, we can see your slide, Ms. Hasina. Right. Thank you.
Okay. So as I think our collaboration today, I mean me and Dr. Agus is a right combination, because Dr. Agus just now sharing about reporting, right? Reporting for the sustainable, about SR, sustainability reporting. And now, as I am in the management accounting field, so I will talk about management accounting instead of financial accounting, I mean reporting. Because in management accounting, we more on internal, on decision making, on planning, internal process instead of reporting. So the combination, me and Dr. Agus, I mean the right combination, like even though we are not discuss about it, but suddenly it comes. So
Yeah,
I think,
chemistry. Chemistry.
yeah, correct, exactly. If I'm also worried if Dr. Agus also talk about management accounting, because the same field kan. But when Dr. Agus talking about reporting, okay, that's good because I will talk about management accounting. Talking about sustainable economic accounting development, I will focus on management accounting. So we will look what the role of management accounting in sustainable economic and accounting development. So this is the introduction. When we talk about sustainable, okay, we talk about the combination of social, economic, environment. This one has been covered by Dr. Agus just now, which means that in order to increase to, for the economic growth, we cannot, we cannot forget about the environmental, to take care of the environmental and also for the social. So we have to include all these to go together to balance these three elements which are very important: social, environmental, and also economic. In order to grow, sometimes we have to sacrifice something. For example, we have to sacrifice our environmental, our trees, our forest in order for growing. But in that way, we have to think how this can be balanced. Because we want both. We want not both three of these elements, and also the social. We have to look into the social. So what are the role in management accountant? For the management accountant, what they can do in order to help this thing happen? Okay, so a share focus on economic, environmental, and social goals is a hallmark of sustainable development. Because nowadays people are talking about SDGs, SDGs, which are Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, we have 17 goals in SDGs. So I hope that each of us alert about this goal, especially for the students. Right now, you are the future's leader. Okay, so in whatever we do, especially in our business, in our life, we look at these sustainable development goals. These 17 goals is very good. If we can achieve these goals, wow, this will become very nice place. Yeah. So our next generation will have a good place to live. Other than that, if we didn't follow this, we didn't look at these goals very important, I don't know what will happen next. Right. So now what we're going to talk is what is our role, what we can do, what we can contribute to achieve this goal. We as an accountant, right? Just now Dr. Agus talking about reporting, and now I talk about management accounting. So what are the roles of how the management accountant can help or can assist, can contribute to the achievement of these SDGs? Because as I explained before, SDG is very important to live in a very nice place for the next generation. Yeah. So the specific professional skills of accountant, accounting, the government. So in accounting, so become as an accountant, we have a professional skill. We have the professional, so we have to use these skills in order to achieve these goals. So what are our skills? It's including governance. We talking about governance. We're talking about risk management. We're talking about control of business analysis, in decision support, which involves measuring, reporting, and providing assurance on financial and non-financial data. We become increasingly in demand as the SDGs gain traction. Meaning that, as what we have as an accountant, so we have all these skills in governance, in risk management, in control, because our task as a management accountant, we need to provide information. We need to provide information, financial and also on non-financial data, to help our leaders, the decision maker, to make a decision. because this decision is important in order to know or to determine whether these SDGs can be achieved or not. That decision is very important, and the decision will be made based on whatever information supplied or provided by us. So here we have to play our role as a management accountant, as an information provider, to help or to assist all these decision makers to make the right decision. Yeah. So here, why management accountant are well placed to add value, and why we are very important to play our role. The expectation of business is at all-time high. Management accountant are critical in helping them to integrate the goal into governance. I mean, our goals, the business goal into governance, management and reporting, as well as facilitating greater connectivity between social, environmental benefits and economic benefits. This is where SDG is all about. Social, environmental, and also economic. We have to balance. We have to balance. We are not also we are not only look at economic growth or economic benefit where we sacrifice the environmental and social benefit. No, we cannot do that. Yeah, in order to get growth, I mean profit for the business, we have to look into the environment, the world, the place that we want to inherit to our next generation. Okay, because we know in management accounting, what we do is for strategic management, for performance management, and also risk management. Okay, so I hope for now you can feel or you can see how important we are actually. Yeah. And the skill of accountant in areas including governance, risk management, and control, business analysis, and decision support. Yeah? All this is up to us as a information provider. We are not the one who make a decision, but we can help them to make a decision by providing the right information. Yeah? Will become increasingly demand as SDG gains traction. Okay, SDG cover this one, the one that I explained before, SDG, social, environmental, and economic. So management accountant apply professional tools and technique in measuring, reporting, and analyzing the data, as well as supporting the governance. So this is where we play our role. Yeah? Based on our professional, so we use our professional in order to provide the right or correct information. Okay. So what are the key areas of benefits? We look at one by one. We have, if I'm not mistaken, we have 5 key areas of the benefits. The first one, what we as a management accountant need to do is leading through technology and innovation. Because nowadays people are talking about IR 4.5, 5.0, 4.0. So by now we should be able to adapt with the new technologies and also with the new innovation. Okay, we cannot get rid from this the fast development in the technologies. So the role of management accountant is all about enabling, shaping, and telling the story of how organizations create and preserve value. And also visualization of technology turns raw material into accessible insight, turning traditional spreadsheet metrics into pictures and infographics. So nowadays people are more on visualization. Yeah, all this, the data, we turn it into the pictures and infographics, so that it's easier and attractive, and also speed up the process. Okay. And overall technological innovation is enabling organizations to combine internal data with publicity so that it becomes more global data. Okay, so that it's also help them to tell a broader, means that the coverage of information nowadays is not only internal but also all over the world, not only in the same industry, in the same country, but it goes beyond that, more than that. So that by this technology, okay, management accountant need to adapt, and they can provide more valuable information, which is more broader, right? And the second one is driving ethical behavior across the value chain. Okay, talking about ethical, we as a management accountant, we also play the role in order to make sure that in a company, the ethics will have to be implemented very well. Okay, we have to make sure, because nowadays we are talking about global supply chains. We are not only based on the internal or in the same country supply chains, but we also go to global supply chains. Okay, extended supply chain has significant implication for the organization, ethical, governance, and risk management. Again, yeah, in a management accounting, we have to more alert with ethics. Yeah, because our business nowadays is not only in a small compound or a small area, but we cover globally. So the risk is everywhere. Okay, so we as a management accountant, we need to be alert with it, and we have to have a very special method or skill in order to manage the risk. I'm talking about the governance, because it's open world. When we talk about the open world, everything can happen. So that we have to be very careful about the risk management. We are talking about integrity, we are talking about honesty, we are talking about ethics. So human rights, and also the human rights. Professional accountant have the two key roles, because in management accountant, we also involved in developing the KPIs, key performance index, or performance of the employees, so that we have to put the human rights in, put it clearly, stated clearly in our KPIs, so that the people know they have to behave, integrity, ethics, respect have to be there in order to make sure the KPIs is the achieve KPI. It has to be stated clearly, and it has to be informed clearly to all the employees. And management reporting system address non-financial issues such as human rights. Okay, because as I said, nowadays we are not also solely depends on financial data or financial issues, but also non-financial. So these are the human rights, our ethics, integrity. We have to put it in the non-financial issue. We have to put a very, meaningful. It's very meaningful to the company to take into consideration all these human rights issue in the non-financial issues. And also for the corruption, okay, nowadays corruption is like a bullet, like a bomb. They can everything gone for the corruption, and we have to face it, because that's what actually happened nowadays. Corruption. So in terms of countering corruption, accountants have the role in identify the red flags in a wider supply chain, and also ensuring the due diligence in place before entering any contracts. And also we have to monitoring and then reporting regular on the prevention and mitigation activities. We cannot just wait until the thing happen, but we need to have a system where we can prevent and mitigate all these corruption activities. Stop it. Don't let it goes again and again and again, and if possible, don't let it stop it before it can appear or exist in our organization. Okay, prevent it is better than cure. We always talking about it. And tightening, that the third one is tightening the focus on governance and stewardship, and also because of nowadays issues, we have to the accountant must stay updated on the standards and regulation that impact on the business. We need to know what are the standards, what are the regulation, and these include international standards, not only our country standard, because we go globally nowadays. So we need to know about the international standard for the accounting and tools, like international integrated reporting framework and so on. And laws are strengthening in the areas of human rights, anti-corruption, and data protection. Nowadays, data protection is very important, because we are everywhere, the data, the big data, and so on. So we have to be alert with this thing. Okay, finance professional play an important role in ensuring that the company's business model is sustainable. Besides exposing irregularities and corrupt practice, they play a key role in highlighting. So we, as an accountant, we have to highlight and challenging any potential damaging. Don't wait until the things happen. Okay, we have to have a skill where we can foresee the potential damaging, okay, business model, process, and practice that could lead to a culture of corruption. Don't let the culture of corruption be in our organization. So, as a management accountant, you need to have this skill to highlight or challenge the potential damaging, break the corruption change. So don't let it goes again and again, or even don't let it start in our business. The culture cannot be in our business. And the number 4 is driving increased stakeholder management and partnership. Okay, nowadays we have a partnership will be made of a multiple stakeholder from across and outside the business. Okay, become a partnership, become a stakeholder. So with a louder demand of transparency from employees, regulators, investors, and civil society, many stakeholders will have an interest in organization performance. Nowadays, transparency is very important. Okay, we have to be transparent with our stakeholder, with our employees, regulators, investors. They need to know what's actually happening in our organization. Yeah? It is a vital to be responsive to multiple views. So when we have a multiple stakeholder, we have a multiple view, so we have to be responsive, and proactively seeking feedback. And the challenges faced are broad and global, because nowadays, as I said, we are going for global business. And number 5, building corporate reporting around integrated thinking. Okay, integrated thinking means integrated reporting. Okay, means that as what Dr. Agus shared just now, sustainable reporting. I mean, we have to report not only the financial data, but also the non-financial. Okay, so through the cost accounting, management reporting includes management analysis and insight drawn from financial and non-financial information. Okay, so this when we talk about financial, that one is a traditional way, right? And now we add with non-financial information. So when we have all these sustainable reporting plus environmental and all these things, when we include all the SDGs items, we call it as integrated reporting. So integrated reporting is an effective mechanism for monitoring the allocation to pursue the SDGs of the 6 different capitals. So when we have the IR, integrated reporting, we pursue the SDGs. So in that report, we have the human, the non-financial information regard, for example, human, social relationship, intellectual, natural, manufacturing, and financial. All this will also be included in the IR. Okay. Right. So there are 5 the key areas benefits. Means that there's 5 areas what the management accountant has to focus on. We are not only providing information in whatever we have in the internal, but we have to go beyond that. Okay, to the top SDG focus area for management accountant. This one, what is the top areas in SDG for management accountant need to focus on? The first one is on the governance. Governance is very important on this. Okay, poor governance is one of the main barriers to economic transformation. If the company has a poor governance, you cannot go beyond, cannot grow. So we have to have a good governance. So management accountant need to play the role in order to make sure that the governance is on the track in the organization. All management accountants from the entry level to the CFO can apply their code to this end, driving transparency and accountability. This the 2 main item or what you call the things that need to be have for the governance. When we talk about governance, you have to be transparent and you have to be accountable in whatever done in the organization. Okay, and enabling coordinating effort in relation to the goals. Okay, this is about the first one is governance, the second one is partnership. Okay, nowadays we talk about partnership, essential to the realization of the goals and business long-term objective. This one is, if you look at the SDG, this one is SDG number 17. When we talk about partnership, means that we do it together. We do it together, demonstrate that action through partnership delivers added value. Okay, identify ways to add further value through robust system of accounting and reporting. Partnership more on when we have partner. We are more we can listen to them, we can follow their, we can look into their ideas. That's what we call partnership. Yeah, we share. Number 3 is climate action, analyzing and supporting initiative related to carbon emission and the use of natural resource, including disclosure and reporting. So this one we are more on the environmental friendly. Actually, in management accounting, we have environmental management accounting, where we focus on how to preserve the environmental. We have that in management accounting, so that we have to look more into the environmental management accounting in order to achieve this climate action. This one is climate action is SDG number 13, okay, where we preserve the environmental. And number 4 is supporting innovation and infrastructure. Okay, we have to more promote innovation and the infrastructure. Okay, drive public and private sector governance and financial management to promote innovation and infrastructure. This is more on social responsibility. Okay, to secure the sustainability of the organization, they need to identify and evaluate opportunity for investment in new technologies and infrastructure. Okay, so we have to go beyond. We have to do the innovation in order to provide the or add value to the societies, to the environmental, and also to the economic. And the last one, the last top 5 SDG focus is on financial reporting. This one is information more widely accessible, understood, compact, and trust enhanced. This one is actually more on just same as what Dr. Agus shared just now, sustainable reporting. Okay. And what's the next step? So what should we do? Okay, what should we do? We're talking about this and that. So what should we do? What's next? What's next? Management accounting globally play a critical role in the first one, aligning sustainability activities with strategy. Means that in our strategy, we have to link it, align it with the sustainability. When we talk, what is sustainability? Economic, the balance of economic, environmental, and also the other one is environmental, social, and economic. These 3 has to be balanced in our strategy. So whatever the strategy plan for the business, for the organization, they have to think about not only economic, but also social and environmental. They have to link it, and link them to the business drivers. And then the second one is providing decision maker with information about sustainability factor. They can be integrated into business planning. So before this, maybe we just provide information about how to make profit. Economic only. We are not touched about how to make a better social or how to preserve the environmental. At the same time, we goes for the economic or profit. So now the management accountant, we have to think about how to balance these 3 elements for sustainability. Okay, not just focus on economic growth or profit, but always think about how to preserve the environmental and how we can add value to the society. Okay, and such integration, they contribute to the advancement of SDGs. So when we can integrate all these things, and inshallah, we also can contribute to the advancement or achievement of the SDG, inshallah. Okay.
Okay.
So that's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you. Very good. Okay, I look. There is some question in my email right now. Usually, I choose to answer for every speaker. The first from Nardi to Dr. Agus. Very interesting, Dr. Agus, about sustainable of accounting report. Regard your share that a company right now not only looking for a profit, but how to develop of human capital is as the asset of company. I am agree about it. There is a phenomenon right now that many company cut this many worker or employer. What happened about it regard your perception. Jadi ini banyak PHK Pak. Okay. Dr. Agus, you copy me ya. The second question from Fia. Regard sustainability report, I look many report of Parliament Indonesia every 5 year minimize sustainability. Every new Parliament member coming, they start with the zero mode, not continued of the sustainability report before the last period. What are your comment? Itu dua pertanyaan untuk Pak Dr. Agus. And the question for Ms. Haslina from Diana. I am interested about Ms. Haslina sharing the role of management accounting. I hope Dr. Haslina will to explain more regard of environmental factor in relation management accounting. What issues regard environments where we must to be to attention before create of decision making in financial action? Macam dia nak dapat lebih lah apa environment tadi saya bilang climate change lain-lain mungkin nak tambah lagi. Okay, the second from Yuli, relation with ethical behavior. Many issues regard accounting report, usually in political institution. This is relation to with the corruption case. What your opinion to create good governance by accounting management report? This is the two question for every speaker. Dr. Agus first to answer around 5 to 6 minutes. Sila.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Tengku Sahrul Reza, and thank you for this question. And first of all, about the financial statement or financial reporting, especially in our country in Indonesia, there are 5 financial reporting, which is statement of financial position, statement of cash flow, kemudian statement of statement of profit and loss, and also the other statement of financial reporting. The question is about the human capital reporting. As we know that based on this reporting, there is no space for human capital. Even human capital is also asset. For that, human capital should be reported in sustainability report, especially about the company concern about the people. For that, the solution for the human capital, even it is an asset, but it cannot be included in financial statement. But we can include the human capital asset in sustainability report, especially for the social, especially for the people. The next about the reporting of parliament, right? Sorry, Mr. Tengku Reza, can you repeat this question?
The question regard sustainability report. Via I look many report of Parliament Indonesia every 5 year minimize sustainability of the new Parliament member because after the new Parliament member coming, the last report is not used for the continue. Jadi macam tak dilihatlah report yang lalu tu kena sebagai satu apa benchmark. Jadi selalu sudah ditinggal saja. Macam mana you punya komen?
Okay, thank you very much for this question.
Pak
The sustainability.
Dr. Agus tahu kan? Ya, sebab di sana kan selalu ada kajian APBN segala macam, tapi selepas itu tidak diperhatikan lagi karena parlimen member menganggap itu bukan kerjaan dia.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. The sustainability report now is only for public companies, but I
Mm,
didn't know for the government institution. Is it
mm,
mandatory for government to publish sustainability report or not? But as long
mm,
I know, the sustainability report is only for public companies and also for financial institution, such as bank, such as insurance institution. But until now, I didn't know that the government should publish this reporting. Maybe in our
mm,
concern about the readability of reporting, because
mm,
the citizen also should monitor the government performance. For that, the government report should have the easy, should have the easy reporting. So the concern
mm,
might be
mm,
about the readability of government reporting, and we hope that
mm.
some reporting which released by the government should be easily understood by the citizen. Maybe that is
Yeah,
my
yeah.
comment. Thank you.
Okay, very smart comment and answer, sir. Okay, right now the second speaker from Diana and Yuli for Miss Haslina, please.
Okay, thank you, Prof, and also thank you for the questions. The first question is about environmental factor in relation in management accounting and when we must be, how to make to provide information for the environmental factor.
Mm,
Okay, actually in management accounting we have environmental management accounting. Okay, in environmental management accounting we have one format or method or one way in order to calculate for the environmental costs. Okay, where we calculate
mm,
the cost to prevent pollution. I mean, for example, for the
mm,
manufacturing or for the factory, they have to allocate a certain
mm,
amount in order to how they going to dispose their all the the waste to dispose the waste lah. Okay, so they have to
mhm,
allocate a certain amount in order to prevent
mhm,
from the pollution. And
mm,
also they have the benefits of saving their money from being penalized if they say the pollution happen based on their uh, activities. So that's what we call environmental management accounting. So as a
yes.
management accountant, how they can provide information so they can advise to do this, to calculate for the environmental costs and look at what should they do in order to prevent for the pollution, to preserve for the environmental. And of
Mm,
course, when they want to preserve the environmental, they have to incur costs. So they have to calculate how
mm,
much the cost, estimate the cost.
right.
That's how
Clear,
for the
clear,
first one. And
clear, clear.
in ethical issues, because in management accounting, we also involved in performance management system. In the performance management system or KPI, we have to include all these ethical issues. I mean, you have
Mm,
to give marks for those who are being ethics, and for you have to penalize for those who are
mm,
being ethic. So that people usually when they have it in their KPI, they will try to achieve their KPI. That's one way to control actually.
mm,
Mm.
right, right. Very good. This different the smart lecturer than the not smart lecturer. For we can look the smart answer. Okay, thank you very much.
So I just try my
For the
best. So,
you can to share your email for Dr. Anwar and Dr. Anwar in your email address in chat box for your communication more. I hope you can to create the paper by you are and then research collaboration for the next time, Pak Dr. Anwar, Dr. Agus. And you, I hope you can to discuss more with Ms. Haslina for the create something academic. Record. What do you
yeah.
want? Because this
Collaboration.
event for the introduce and connecting people first, and then we hope to create more collaboration. Please share your email address in the chat board. Okay, atmosphere. Indah aku bilang, are you ready or are you not? I Indah aku